KY3 News on the Ozarks CW starts with breaking news.
Good morning. We're following breaking news this morning out of Branson, where a search is underway on the banks of Lake Taneycomo. 3 people missing after their car was overtaken by raging floodwaters last night. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah Forhetz. This happened on Fall Creek Road south of Jupiter Way. We're told 2 other people who were also in the car at the time did escape. Branson had more than 5 inches of rain, triggering flash flooding and prompting a number of water rescues. KY3's Maria Nider joins us from Fall Creek Road with the latest from there. Maria, how's it looking?
Good morning, Sarah. The creek has obviously receded. This is Cooper Creek right here, where Branson Fire, Western Taney County emergency crews are going downstream right now, looking for debris, looking for any trace of those 3 people missing after their car was swept off of Fall Creek Road around midnight last night. We know they're looking for a man, a woman, and a 17-year-old girl. The 2 people who did get out of that car, as you mentioned, are okay. I did talk to a man who said he was in the vehicle. He's related to one of the missing here along Cooper Creek. Obviously distraught this morning. You can see here how powerful that water was last night. Pieces of pavement just ripped off from the rushing Cooper Creek. I've been watching the firefighters checking debris, looking for articles of clothing, things that may have been in that vehicle. They're also leaving emergency tape and marking where they've searched along the banks here, looking under branches, looking under huge logs for any signs of the people in that car. Again, a 30-year-old man, we don't know the woman's age, and a 17-year-old girl. Their car swept off the road around midnight last night. You said more than 5 inches of rain in Branson, about 5 1/4, I'm told. The Highway Patrol is also assisting in this search right now. They're looking along the banks of Lake Taneycomo that rose about 4 feet. Again, the water has really receded here at Cooper Creek. I wouldn't be able to stand right here. Aside from this operation, the city campground, Lakeside RV Park, was evacuated. 12 campers were stranded there. Everyone is okay. Just down from me here, downstream, the Fall Creek Inn and Restaurant was flooded. That's off of Highway 165 near Fall Creek Road, right off the road there. 35 members of a hoops basketball tournament, they were staying at the Fall Creek Inn. They were flooded out, and the Salvation Army moved those high schoolers to dorms at the Ballparks of America. 2 other businesses there were flooded. The Fall Creek Steakhouse has water in the basement, and Dana's Barbecue, 2 feet of water there as well. Fall Creek Inn flooding on the 1st floor, Sarah. But the big story this morning right now, that desperate search happening right here along Cooper Creek for a missing man, woman, and 17-year-old girl. I'll have updates throughout the morning newscast. Reporting live in Branson, Maria Nider, KY3 News.
Oh, man, Maria Nider, thank you. There in Branson, hit hard once again. Well, this extended holiday weekend quickly turned into heartache after ferocious storms wreaked havoc all across the Ozarks. This is a look at some of the damage behind me. Many of us set to be extremely busy today cleaning up all that debris left behind. Powerful winds, hail, possible twisters pounded the Ozarks. We'll take a closer look at that in just a moment and get a live report there from some of the damage. But now we get to meteorologist Liz McGiffin tracking today's weather. Liz.
Hours are concerned, we are going to continue to watch for just a few leftover sprinkles here or there across primarily northern Arkansas. Most of the rainfall's ended across the Ozarks, but like Maria was talking about, that doesn't mean that our flood threat is gone just yet. As far as what we're looking at, you'll probably notice just a rise in the lake levels across the board here in the Ozarks, including Table Rock Lake. Right now we have temperatures at 64 degrees, so we're a little warm and a little muggy too. We still are going to be watching for a nice change though as far as the wind's concerned. A nice calm northwesterly breeze expected to continue to build in today. It's kind of the aftermath of the cold front that went through last night and is going to be taking the showers with them. I think we'll still be watching for plenty in the way of cloud cover as we head throughout the day. But again, remember that saying, turn around, don't drown. We still have a widespread area of flood warnings in effect throughout the morning. I'll let you know when we'll start to dry up and when you can expect to get more rain again here in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Liz. Well, utility crews all across the Ozarks were very busy overnight and into this morning, still trying to restore power knocked out by yesterday's storms. Here's a look at the map. This shows all the electric cooperative customers. So right now, there are only 3 counties in red. That means more than 1,000 customers without power. That includes Camden County, Morgan County, and Laclede County. Then we look at the orange areas. That means 500 customers, up to 1,000 still in the dark. Right now, that's in Oregon, Howell, and Phelps County here in our viewing area. Also, a handful of Ozarks counties highlighted in yellow and green. So a lot of people dealing with the dark this morning. That ranges from 500 and below. Now, if you look at the Springfield City Utilities map, they have their own map. This one here in purple. There's one little area of yellow, but for the most part of the city of Springfield, fewer than 50 people still without power. CU is working on it. Well, as we said, one of the areas dealing with major power outages, Laclede County. Yeah, that's where a possible tornado blew through near Lebanon yesterday afternoon. Here's a look at some damage left behind there. Power lines, downed trees, damaged several homes. There was also $half-sized hail, which forced many people to find cover to protect themselves and their cars.
Towards out by the Independence Safe, there was a tree on top of a power line, completely bowing all the other power lines. We don't have power at our house right now. I don't know about other places in town, but we don't have no power.
Along with a possible tornado there in Laclede County, survey crews are looking into the possibility of tornadoes in at least 2 other locations, one in Hickory County, right by the Lucas Oil Speedway, the second in Salem, Missouri, both of which were reportedly witnessed by people. We'll continue to update you on what the National Weather Service reports on the potential twisters in those 2 locations as they go out a little later this morning to look at the damage. Viewers have been sending us a lot of great pictures of the damage left behind. Take a look at this hail behind me. This first one is from Lebanon. You can see the stones about golf ball size. There's a golf ball right in the middle there. That's what the center ball is, if you will. Yeah, that's pretty large. This is in Deepwater right here. This is Henry County. Look how big those stones are. Possibly the size of a baseball, much larger than a quarter. Now, leading up to the storms, we were warning about the stones that could be falling from the sky, but really quite impressive to see those pictures on someone's hand. A pair of strong storms left quite a bit of damage also in Salem. Winds toppled a big tree there. Part of a church had some serious damage. Thank you to Evans BK for these pictures you're seeing now. Now to some really cool pictures of lightning. Check this out. This from Andrew Swope in Nixa last night. Just an impressive sight in the sky. It almost looks computer generated, doesn't it? But that's a real picture there. And then we'll end on a very nice picture. Look at this one here. The rainbow. This is Jesse Jones sent us this one in Bell, Missouri. Now, if you've got any pictures that you want to send us, we would love to see them. You can post them over on the KY3 News or weather page. All right, now take a look at this video. This is in Springfield. This was in Old Southern Hills where high winds uprooted a tree and sent it crashing into someone's home. Thankfully, no one hurt. Traffic is back to normal this morning on Campbell and Walnut Lawn. This was a look at yesterday where police were redirecting traffic after a power line went down right there over the road. Also, fallen trees in Farmington, Missouri as well. That's about 70 miles southwest of St. Louis. A family there came home to find that, an uprooted tree crashing down onto their van. Several other trees also found split in half, as you can see there. Well, a reminder now that more officers are patrolling the streets this Memorial Day weekend to keep you and your family safe. The Missouri Highway Patrol and Arkansas State Police are both deploying extra troopers to enforce traffic laws and to assist drivers should you need help. More troopers will also be on the area lakes. Last year, 13 people died on Missouri roads on Memorial Day weekend. Troopers also arrested 135 driving while intoxicated. Another 21 people arrested on the lake for boating while intoxicated. Also new this morning, an emergency landing last night at the Branson Airport. A Southwest Airlines flight from Baltimore to Oklahoma City stopped in Branson after issues with pressurization inside the cabin. How scary would that be? Passenger Brian Lombard sent us these pictures and described what happened as the plane made a safe but very unexpected landing.
As soon as we were finally on the ground, the entire cabin filled with a mist, and that started to cause a panic because nobody knew what that was. They came on a minute later and told us that it was the oxygen that we had lost during the depressurization.
One person was hospitalized with minor injuries, 2 others treated at the scene. Another plane was trying to fly in to get the 124 passengers and 5 crew members, but it also had to turn around because of the bad weather. Severe storms made a mess across the Ozarks last night. Finally, they are moving on out of here. Dreary skies this morning over Table Rock Lake. But if you're heading out to church, fear not. Sunnier skies are on the way. Liz will join us next with a full check of your holiday and Memorial Day forecast. Stay with us.
#1 in the Ozarks. You're watching KY3 Ozarks Today, Weekend Edition on the Ozarks CW with Sarah Voorhees and Storm Team meteorologist Liz McGiffin. The place to be, on air, online, on the go. And now, your KY3 Storm Team forecast.
8:14. Many of you going on little sleep last night because it was so loud, but mainly during the afternoon time. I mean, goodness.
Yeah, it was all afternoon. It started at about 1 o'clock that we had those severe thunderstorm warnings for some of our northern counties. We had tornado watches that continued on until as late as 2 o'clock in the morning. So everyone on the storm team was here. We were keeping a close eye on those storms. If you were watching KY3 during the day, you probably saw all of us stepping outside at some point.
I sure did.
Yeah, we took turns being in front of the camera, keeping you updated online. And the good news is, for today and tomorrow, we're watching for a big change. And that change is the storms out of the area. In fact, not only are we going to be talking about storms moving out, but some very comfortable conditions just in time for your Memorial Day. We're going to see high temperatures by tomorrow back up in the low 80s, and it'll be paired with much less muggy conditions. Now, it's not just the muggy air we're watching today. As we add back in the sunshine, we still have lots of water on the roads. In fact, areas like, say, the Branson area, we saw over 5 inches of rainfall from this, so it's no question that aerial flood warnings will continue to be in effect as we head throughout the morning hours, and these are set to expire as late as about noon today. What that means is the potential for some dangerous travel conditions. Just because you're seeing the sunshine doesn't mean that we've had a chance to dry up some of those big puddles and the low water crossings as well. I know you've heard the saying several times by now, turn around, don't drown. This could really be a life-saving measure for many of you because drowning deaths, they're 100% preventable by just taking another route. Now, as far as what we're looking at as you head out the door, well, you'll notice if you're by the lake, much higher rise in those lake levels. Lots of rainfall for spots like, say, the Table Rock Lake area, where we saw several inches of rain, and we're still holding on to the clouds. The cloud cover, it's keeping us in the mid-60s to start off your day. You also notice it's kind of muggy outside. We're at a 90% humidity, so moisture's not in short supply, but I do think that'll change as we head through the afternoon. As we progress the futurecast throughout the day on Sunday and Monday as well, look at this. Hardly even going to be watching out for clouds. Now, things do get a little more interesting as we head toward the day on Tuesday. We do have another cold front that'll be moving its way down across the Ozarks, and models have been going back and forth on whether or not we'll see much, if any, rainfall from this. I think the bottom line, though, is we do have those aerial flood warnings out now, and I think if we continue to watch for more rainfall, even if it is another inch or two, we are seeing some very saturated grounds right now, so it's not going to take much in order to stir up more flooding again here in the Ozarks. Now, temperatures, once we add back in the sunshine, they will start to climb into the 70s by lunchtime, and we're talking about some mid to upper 70s by later on this afternoon. So we're within the range of normal for this time of the year. As far as what's left from those storms, well, we are starting to clear those out, so I think you can watch for lots of sunshine, not only for today, but into the day tomorrow as well. Now, the reason we're having such a big focus on the flooding, not only for this morning will that be an issue, but look at what happens as we head toward the next upcoming work week. Into the day Tuesday, like we mentioned, a chance for a few spotty storms. Similar story for the day on Wednesday. It's really as we head toward Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this upcoming week that we're going to be watching for conditions ripe for another round of some strong thunderstorms. And I think it won't just be lightning and a risk for hail that we're watching for, but since the ground is already so wet, Sarah, it is not going to take much rainfall in order to start start talking about more flooding here again in the Ozarks.
Oh, man. All right. Thank you, Liz. We are back in just a moment with the tiny hotels making quite a big impression. The new trend that could change the way you plan your next vacation. If you were hitting the road this summer, listen up. A new travel trend promises to let you go big on your next vacation by going small. As KY3's Steve Grant shows us, tiny hotels are popping up all across the country, offering plenty of adventure, just not a lot of space.
It's the compact lifestyle that also sparked a new sector of reality TV.
Jessica's been searching for a tiny house.
Living large in tiny houses, and thanks to the rise of a new cottage industry, these homes are opening their doors to an even bigger clientele as tiny house hotels.
I want people to feel like that this is their home.
Builder Matt Kern got busy after noticing the demand. His designs incorporate recycled material from the area along with all the scaled-down comforts of home.
This appeals to people who want to feel like they're in a neighborhood, that you're part of the fabric of a community, at least for a weekend or a week.
The short-stay, small spaces boast affordability. This tiny house village farmhouse sleeps 5 for less than $140 a night. And tiny houses can go where larger hotels can't. Getaway situates theirs in the woods, surrounded by nature, but no neighbors. Plus, their portability allows companies like TryItTiny.com to move homes in for major events like the Indianapolis 500.
We're bringing several units within a mile walking distance from the track.
A new tiny travel trend.
Smaller is better.
Opening up options come the busy summer season.
Very cool. I could get used to that. All right. Thank you, Steve. Well, with the rain clearing out, you may find yourself cooking up a mouth-watering burger this afternoon. Well, today happens to be National Hamburger Day. Some fun facts for you this morning. While the first known hamburger patty apparently originated in Hamburg, Germany, eating the burger on a bun is actually an American tradition, as we told you yesterday morning with our chef. The more you know. The more you know. Remember that song? All right, speaking of good eats, when we come back, Chef Brian Garrett, once again, he stopped by to show us how to cook up a seared and smoked Caesar salad for your Memorial Day weekend. Stay with us. Well, welcome back. We are here with Chef Brian Garrett. He is a personal and private chef on Beaver Lake down in the Eureka Springs, Arkansas area. You met him yesterday morning, but today he's making for us a seared and smoked Caesar salad on a very hot grill. All right, good morning. Tell us a little bit about how you prepare this.
Good morning. How are you, Miss Sarah?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So I take a heart of romaine. I'm going to clean up the outside of it just very quickly, and we're going to take off the color on the bottom. And also just give it a little haircut on top. Pardon me.
Very nice.
Give a little haircut just to square it off. We're going to take off the color, leaving the root attached on the bottom.
Okay.
Then we're going to take our blade, and we're going to go right down the middle, right down through the root. This is about, it takes about 11 minutes. 11.
This is what you see at all the fancy restaurants.
That's correct.
You know? They always have these fancy Caesar salads.
Or a seared Caesar.
Yeah.
And then we're going to leave the root attached.
Okay.
It takes just about 11 minutes from prep until the table. It's a very quick summer entree. You can serve it with a shrimp kebab or also a caprese lollipop. We're going to take some Caesar dressing, and that's what we're looking for, the flat side.
Okay.
We're going to paintbrush on.
Very nice.
Okay.
Easy enough.
On both sides. We're only going to place it dressing side down on the grill for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Depending on how dense that the head is.
Okay.
The heart of romaine.
All right.
And then we have one cooking here, of course, just real quickly.
The magic of TV.
That is
It's already done. So, yeah.
I'm going to go there like that. We have some fried capers, some carrots for color, Parmesan, and then some croutons. So this should be done now. It's about 90 seconds on the grill. So the prep's about a minute. This is about 90 seconds.
Okay.
We're going to lift it off. Just
Yummy.
Like this. Heck yeah, just like that.
Smells good. I can attest to you,
that.
people. It smells very good. Woo!
Smell-o-vision.
You have no fingertips already, so it's cool. Okay, so you put it on a nicely little decorated plate there to make it look pretty. And then, so you've already put the Caesar dressing on it, so you're not really adding to that.
You can put a little dollop on the plate if you want, because some people like their dressing heavier, some people like it lighter.
Me.
I also like to put some on the table if I'm doing 6 or 8 people at the table.
Right.
Because then they can pass it around and just do it. But you could also put a dollop there.
Okay.
So we put a little paint of balsamic syrup on the plate just for color. We're going to add our fried capers.
Which are super tasty fried capers. Now, I'm not a fan of capers myself, but if they're fried, it's a different story.
It's a whole different story.
Yes.
They completely change the flavor profile of it.
Yeah.
And a little carrot just for color, okay? I'm going to do a vegan style here, caprese lollipop, some Parmesan cheese. And that's about it. Right
Very
there.
nice.
Maybe a little salt and pepper on top.
That's awesome. And it is Memorial Day weekend after all, so people want to get a hold of you to come be their private personal chef. A lot of people will be at Beaver Lake.
Sure.
So, yeah, we can just add your email, I guess, to our website, huh?
Sure. Or you could go on my Facebook page, Chef Brian Garrett, as well.
Very nice. All right. Thank you, Brian Garrett, making us a smoked and seared Caesar salad. Super easy to do. We will have the instructions on the how-to at ky3.com. Thank you for your time this morning.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Happy holiday weekend to you.
You too.
All right. We're back after this. Well, they say it's better late than never. And in Colorado, a former student is returning to the high school hallways that he walked more than 50 years ago. At age 71, David Shuker is finally graduating from high school. Mr. Shuker dropped out his junior year at age 17 to join the United States Army. He served in Vietnam. Mr. Shuker earned his diploma through a Veterans Affairs program called Operation Recognition, which awards diplomas to deserving veterans from the World War II, Korea, and Vietnam Wars. Now to a family hitting the highways of America. Ann Herbst shows us how and why they're taking a walk on the wild side.
It's good to be back here.
The first step to setting out on an adventure.
This is great.
Is a willingness to let go. Kathy Holcomb.
Nice.
Her husband Peter and their 12-year-old daughter Abby.
Fun?
Have it down.
Can you believe we were in the Grand Canyon the other day?
A springtime outing.
Are you overheating?
But this is no spring break.
We were living in Boulder, Colorado, and we decided that we wanted to take Abby and show her North America. And so we sold our house and bought a Winnebago.
At first, it was like, man, I don't want to leave my friends.
And we have been traveling North America full-time ever since.
They did something really cool, and they brought me along, and I get to travel and do unusual things.
Their only plan, fill their days with experiences like this.
Yeah, it's sticky, isn't it? That's good stuff.
I mean, we're building an igloo right now. That's pretty cool.
We've gone 120,000 miles and have been to 49 states. I think the best life lessons actually are taught outside. You learn independence and perseverance and determination.
I tell people sometimes it's like I've found the secret of life.
Abby takes classes wherever there's internet access.
Science is my favorite subject.
And she even thinks her parents are pretty cool. But we can keep that our little secret.
No, don't tell them.
She's a pretty cool little girl. I think I'll keep her.
I think it's the best thing we could have ever done as parents. Before, our life was always punctuated with, you know, the normal life between the really good stuff. And we just decided that the really good stuff should be our normal life.
A family that goes on an adventure together stays together.
The best thing about an adventure is that there's always the possibility of another right around the corner.
Awesome. Well, we are back in just a moment with more developing news out of Branson, where crews were searching for several people who were missing there, but late-breaking details just moments ago. Stay with us for that. Plus, this video, thrown off the track. A 10-year-old thrill seeker tumbled off a brand-new water slide. What may have led to his fall next. And later,
the concept is basically to showcase our humor, to make funny stuff that we think is funny, and we think other people will find it's funny, and to make people laugh.
the strange world record that's made a pair of college students viral video stars.